Hello YouTube, this is Darkon633, back with another Star Wars review. This time we're going to take a look at the Star Wars The Black Series 6-inch Qui Gonn Jinn. Now this is actually a really nice figure to be released in the 6-inch Black Series scale, especially since it seems that Hasbro doesn't really focus too much on the prequel trilogy in terms of characters outside of clones. It's definitely a breath of fresh air to see these kind of characters get released in the 6-inch scale, but the one thing right off the bat that I do not like what Hasbro has done is that there are all the Jedi characters that they released over time. It seems like Ben Kenobi is the only figure to actually release a full-on cloak for these kind of characters in the 6-inch scale, and I find that very annoying, since a lot of these characters were mostly wearing cloaks for most of their scenes, at least in the prequel trilogy. Anyways, we're going to take a look at the box. The box in the standard 6-inch Black Series scale. It has a picture of Qui Gonn Jinn there, with his name there. Shows that it is number 40 of the releases, and it has a bio on the back as normal. Now we're going to look at the figure more closely. Right off the bat, what's really awesome is the way that Hasbro has designed his head sculpt. While it's not 100% likeness to Liam Neeson, they did pretty good actually in my opinion, and I think it's one of the better designed face sculpts in general in the 6-inch Black Series scale. Hasbro's definitely getting better with their toy designing techniques, and I think it turned out really nicely here, especially since, for those who don't know, they actually made the eyes a separate sculpt, so that the accuracy could be more than what they usually do if they just kind of molded it and then painted over. So it's really nice that Hasbro decided to do that. For articulation, the head can go left and right, but due to the nature of his hair, you're not going to get a whole lot of movement upwards. It seems like it's got a lot more movement downwards just by the way that his head is designed, but you're not going to get a whole lot of movement there. He has ball joints at the shoulders with ball hinged elbows, and he's got full rotation of his wrists on both sides, so that's really nice. He has 360 waist articulation, but due to the nature of his suit, you're not going to get a whole lot of articulation forward and back there. His Jedi cloak at the bottom is made of a softer material, but because of that, it does allow you to have better articulation of the hips with no hindrance. He does have swivels at the thighs, and you can put him in a sitting position, although, once again, the back pieces do cause problems. He does have double joints at the knees, and he's got full joints on the ankles, but no cut on the boot. But other than that, they did a fantastic job, in my opinion, in his overall design. He does include a secondary hand, which can be easily removed on this side. And his lightsaber is obviously removable from his belt. Unfortunately, it doesn't like to stay in very well, and it likes to pop up quite a bit, so be wary with that. And now we're going to go ahead and attach the secondary hand. And now you got a hand that represents his Jedi mind trick pose. So that's really nice that you can actually do that, and it's nice that Hasbro decided to include that. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take the lightsaber handle. Unfortunately, it does have that peg design, so you do have a peg sticking out from it, but luckily when you actually attach it in his hand, it's not a whole lot of problem, since it actually does cover it up pretty decently. Just looking at it like this, you won't be able to really see the peg very well, so that's really nice. And similar to the other Jedi-like characters in the 6-inch scale, the blade is indeed removable. So here is how the lightsaber looks like with the blade attached, so it's nice. He does have enough articulation in order to pull up poses with his lightsaber, including the ability to hold it with both hands, so that's very nice. So that pretty much covers my review for Qui Gonn Jinn. One thing is that outside of the Jedi cloak, I kind of wish this figure actually included the little communicator that both Qui Gonn Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi used in The Phantom Menace. But it's okay that I guess it wasn't included, and I'm really more annoyed that Hasbro's yet to release another character with the cloak. I think Hasbro did a fantastic job in their overall sculpting and detail for what they could, and it's probably one of the better designed figures, in my opinion, in general, that was released in the 6-inch Black Series scale. Anyways, I got this at BBTS along with the other 6-inch Black Series figures in this current wave, so your best bet is to probably check online. I've seen some listings on Amazon from time to time. It's been bouncing in and out of stock quite a bit, and I think BBTS still might have a full box for the 4 characters, so you're probably better off just getting it within the online retailer, since it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing any of these at retail anytime soon. Anyways, please comment, subscribe, and check out Hero Club and Hirotaku. Also check out Twitter under Darkon633, and don't forget to check down the other channels down below. Please check the little bell at the bottom of the screen in order to see my content go up as soon as possible. And back with more Star Wars reviews, but for now, I'll be seeing you later, YouTube. Bye.